everybody. You are welcome to the last segment on Microsoft Excel 2007. What I'm going to take you through, some of the groups have already gone through it. It's only group 3 that is left with how to write a formula or program cells that will generate order of merit of students or the position of each student. So I'm using group 3 hypothetical data. So we're going to use not less than 40 minutes for the Excel wrapping up. So you need to take your pen and paper and jot down some salient points, or you pause the video to also practice as I demonstrate. You may also ask question later on by sending to me email, or you send to me a message on the Moodle platform. Now let's start. You realize that quarantine in this data occupies row 6 with different column headings, but we want to find out who is first based on the numerical values. That's from I6 up to I16. So our reference will be on this set of cells from I6 to I16, and we'll write the formula in K6 and use the fill handle to drag up to K16 so that we'll be able to find out the position of other students. This is just a simple or few data. So if you have about 200 students, the same procedure or steps that you need to go through. Now we want to type in this formula, and the function name is rank, R-A-N-K. As we move on, I will be demonstrating how to use the similar functions using the insert function feature without typing. So with this, once you are typing, you are going to start with equal to. So equal to rank, open bracket. I've told you that you must be looking at the argument. Now the argument says that number, comma, reference, comma, then the order. The number occupies I6. So I have I6, comma. To make a cell reference, you need to make it absolute, and we use the dollar sign to making cell reference absolute. So it is from I6 to I16. So we start with the $I$6 column $I$16, which I'm coming to demonstrate now. Where can we get the dollar sign? It is with the number 4 key. So we have shift 4 $I$6 column $I$16. Then you close and you enter. So it's telling us that the position of quarantine in relation to the other student is 2. So you go back and click in K6, position the cursor in such a way that it is not a big plus but a small plus, you click, hold down and drag up to K16 and the rest will be generated. Let me just ask you some few questions. Who occupies the 11th position? I'm sure you all say that it is Bonnie. What about the 4th position? I'm sure you've seen that dancing occupies the 4th position. In this case, you realize that each person has a unique position. Whereby there are tides, you realize that you have two like 4th position to the next one will be 6, which Excel can do. So that's the way we can program Excel to be able to order the students in your class. Now let's do other activities. Now we all seen this that is having grid lines, but at print out it will not show. So let's click on the office button, get to the print fixture and click on print preview. If you want to enlarge it or zoom it a little bit bigger, you click on it, you scroll up. Let's watch the column headings. You see that subtotal out of 30, we have additional 3 columns which are not on this first page. How can you bring those columns to be part of the first page? Let's close the print preview and go back. Once you've gone to the print preview, you see that your sheet has some dotted lines, signifying that from column A to H, that's page 1, then from column I to Q is page 2. So column I, J, K, we want it to be part of the first page. What must one do? This comes with the page break preview. When you click on it, a dialog box comes, then you click on OK. Now because this is the first time that we want to adjust, you see that the blue dotted lines here is not one line. The next time you want to modify, you will not see it as dotted, but you see as just a blue line there, and it's the same procedure. You position your mouse pointer on it, it turns to 2 arrowheads, then you click, hold down and drag up to which columns you want to appear on page 1. Have you seen? So it push, you see this now is page 1, then you have page 2 starting from L. But we want to come back to our normal view, so you go back and click on normal and see where the dotted line is. Now let's go back to the print preview and you see that now we have the final total grade and the position all showing, but the grid lines are not there. We want to now learn how to bring the lines if you wish. Those cells that you want the lines to show, you highlight those set of cells. Now for this exercise, I want from A4 through up to K4 down to A16 and up to K16 should have grid lines. There are 2 ways. The first one is using the feature known as no border, or if you have a bottom border, it will show. If you have a bottom border, then it will show bottom border there. But now currently we don't have any border there, so it's showing no border near the underline feature in the font group when the home tab is activated. So you click, then now you go and select all borders. You see that when I'm scrolling, it's going, because I've not used the free spin feature. You've learned that already, but still, those who have forgotten, if you want to learn it, we want to freeze from row 1 up to row 5. So I highlight row 6, click on view. In the free spin, feature which is in the window group, you click and click on free spin, so you have it now scrolling. Okay, now let's go back to the print preview and see whether the grid lines are now active. So print preview, yeah, that's it. Now the other method is when you highlight those sets of cells, you right click on format cells. By default the number tab will be activated. You click on border, and in this area I want to remove the border, so I can click 1 2 3, that the horizontal one. You see that is removing. 1 2 3 also removing. If you want the diagonal ones, you can have them. So I click on OK. So currently we don't have any border again. Let me go to print preview. There's no border. Close again. Now let's go through the second procedure and see how we can bring in the borders or the grid line. So I click in A4 through, highlight this, right click on format cells. Now in the text area we don't have any border, so I start the horizontal one. 1 2 3. The vertical one. 1 2 3. Then I can now click on OK. So the grid lines appear. If you get to the print preview, the same thing. So there are two ways of going about this. If you want a senior high school end of first term results to also have green line, then meaning you highlight from A1 through up to those other cells. I hope you are following, and once this is a video, you can pause and watch what I've been doing. Now let's look at the next item, that is how to protect the sheet, but not the whole book, which normally we say book in Excel, but in Word we say document. So let's assume the whole Excel document, which is a book, when you are protecting it, then mean when you want to open the file to not allow, but we are talking about the sheet. You can protect a sheet or the entire book also, or the whole entire Excel document. Now if we were to be the Excel document, I'm pressing F12, which will give me the save as dialog box. The same way as we demonstrated in Word, you go to the tools, click on general options, password to open, password to modify, and the like. So I've just shown you how you can go about it. But this one we are talking about sheet. To protect a sheet, you right click on the sheet tab down there. So here it is assessment sheet. I right click, and before we protect it, let me just demonstrate. If I want to change the value for int to 50, it will allow me. So you can modify. Let me come back to his 47 so that you see what we meant by protecting a sheet. You right click on the sheet tab. From the bottom, 1 2 3 4, you see the fifth item is protect sheet. You click on it. You are requested to enter a password. That's, let me type group 3. You click on the OK tab, or you press the enter key. You re-enter group 3 the same way. Click on the OK tab, or you press the enter key. Now the sheet is protected. Let's see whether you can change the 47 to 50. No, it's not even allowed. Even you will not even type the 50 before you will be asked that the cell or chart that you are trying to change is protected, and therefore read only. So you can only read this sheet only. What about if you want to continue to edit? Then you go back, right click on the sheet tab, and you see now that it is unprotected or unprotect sheet. So you click on the unprotect sheet. It's now requesting for the password that you use to protect it, which I use group 3. So now I can do anything with the sheet and the likes. So that's the way we can protect the sheet. That was the first method. You can also protect the sheet by clicking on the review tab, and in the changes group you click on protect sheet, then you give it the password the same way as been done before. But if you are using protect book, then meaning the assessment tab will be protected, the sheet 2 tab protected, and the sheet 3 tab will be protected. So that's how you can protect the sheet and the likes. Now let's see if you want to summarize the number of B pluses, the number of A's and the likes in your data. We have two ways. One of them you must be very careful. That's for the first method. That one you can just go accordingly and it will give you. For example, I can come down here and type grade, then frequency or number of students. Then I have A, enter B plus, enter B, so I'm deleting the plus, enter C plus, enter C, I'm deleting the plus, enter D plus, enter D, I'm deleting the plus, enter, and E. Can center this cells, click on the home tab, center. Now I want to find out the number of A's. So in C20, I want to find out the number of A's there. I've earlier told you when I was typing the formula for the position, which I used the rank function, I said I'm going to demonstrate how to use the insert function. If we're to be typing, you go equals to count if, then you open bracket. So it's giving you the argument. Count if, the range, then comma the criteria. Then you type it. But this one I want to demonstrate with the insert function. So I'm deleting this. Now what we are doing, you can get it from this document which is online. Find the performance of student by counting the various grades. Take this blah 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 blah. So let me just move on to click in C20. Now since I'm not typing, I will not start with equal to, so I just go to the insert function. If the count if is not in the most recently used function, you will not see it select a function. So you need to click here and click on all. Then it's arranged in alphabetical order, and that's in C. So we have count if and then count ifs. So I click on count if. So you see automatically the equal to sign is there. I didn't type it. You click on OK. Now the range. The range is from J. The range is from J6 up to J16. We want to find out, so the range. Just watch. You can type it, or for now it is expanded, so we want to collapse it and just select the range by dragging in from J6 to J16. First you click there, but before you click on this picture here. It collapses the entire dialog box. Then you click in J6. You don't leave the mouse button, you drag up to J16. You go back, it's collapsed, so you click. So you see, I said you can type from J6 column J16. The criteria, I click there. Even you could see that it's giving you the values in that range. The criteria here is A. Then I click on OK or press the enter key. So it gives me 1. It's only one A that we have. You go to B plus, you click on it. Now I can go to maybe most recently used one. I can see the count if. I click on OK. The range the same way. I click on it. You don't click, you just scroll with the scroll button. You don't press the scroll button also. You click now the left mouse button and drag up to J16. You go back, click. Now the criteria is B plus. So look at the argument. Count if this is the range comma B plus. It's doing it for you, and to put automatically the double quote on it. So okay. So see, automatically it puts the double quote on it. If you are typing it, it will be expedient for you to bring the double quote. Then B, the same way. Count if is there already. The range, scroll up from J6 up to J16. Go back and click criteria. You type it there. That is B. Okay. The number of B is 1. C plus. You click in C23. The function. Okay. The range. Click here. You go and click on J6. Drag up to J16. Go back. Click. The criteria is C plus. So I'll go through also that even if you have a problem for one, you catch up when before we reach E. You click on OK. So we have 3 students having C plus. You click in C24, go to the function, count if, OK. The range, you click, scroll up slowly, click in J6, drag up to J16, go back, expand it. The criteria, you can type it there. That's C. Okay, or you press the enter key. Nobody had C. You go back, select, you click on OK. The range, you click, scroll up a little bit, drag, go back, click. The criteria, I'm sure this now D plus, enter, or this D plus to the D function, count if, OK. The range, click, scroll up. Then we can now have from J6 up to J16. You go back and click criteria is D. Okay, or even it can even give you the displayed count here. That's 0. Okay, no, that's sorry, that's 2. Okay, then you go to the E. Then you go back to the function. Okay, then you click, you collapse, you go up, click and drag, expand it, type. Now we are left with, is it E? Okay, if it is not, so we'll come back. I can't see the down. E. Okay, so E is 1. This is just a simple data, so you can just watch whether the formula works. So you can just use the count if. Now before we look at the other counting, you must be very careful with that. It uses the class boundaries. It uses the class boundaries. For example, 0 to 49 is E, 50 to 54 is D, 55 to 59 is D plus, 60 to 64 is C, 65 to 69 is C plus, 70 to 74 is B, 75 to 79 is B plus, and over 79 is A. Now with this second method, you must have absolute value. If not so, you will not get the required. Some of the grades may jump. For example, let's go back to our Excel sheet here. You realize that you have 54.3, but when you are using these classes, look at it, 54 to 55, that is, no, sorry, 55 to 59, don't have 50 to 54. You are saying that from 50 to 54 is D, but now we are having 54.3, which is not absolute. Even if you change to the nearest whole number, Excel knows that this is 54.3, and to give it a D plus, because you are going to use the upper limit to generate that. So we'll do some modification about this data. Now I'm going to just create another assessment or school-based assessment sheet. I copy. Let me use sheet 2 for this exercise. Highlight to this, right, paste. Okay. Then I go back. I don't want to have the 100% and the 70, so I want absolute value. So I'm highlighting here. Okay, let me just pick the names. I'm sure you get what I'm trying to do. So let me just pick the names up to, this will give us 70. Is that not it? 70. Okay. Copy. So that I can create the others. 70. I paste. So I can merge this center name. Can bold this. So here I can just make this assessment and this is out of, that was out of what? Out of 40. Okay, so out of 40. The forward slide didn't appear. Out of 40, we bold center. Then this is out of 70. Format painter, come here. Then I have subtotal. So I'm still going through all that we've done. This is the subtotal. Here is, no, sorry, this is out of 30. This is out of 30. So I can click here, go to the formula bar, change that. Then subtotal is out of 70. Out of 70. Let me use the format painter. Then I can have exams out of 30. So I'm not finding a percentage to have what I'm trying to explain, because this 54.3 to be D plus, which is not true, but with this it will give you, because you have the limits there. Then we'll move on to the final total. Final total. Then you can, I'll go through the grid again so that you see. Merge and center, grid. Then this is merge and center position. So we are going through all again. The final total is out of 100. $12. Can bold. Okay, I can color this. Let me just play with you so that you can revise on your own. Okay, and the grade 12, bold, color green, position, bold, 12. So the formulas that are right now will be just enlarging the column headings. Here will be equals to, you see that because I copy from the assessment sheet and it has been programmed to have borders, is showing here. Now this is equal to B6, so I can type or click here, plus C6, I click and enter. So this is 51. I use the fill handle and drag. I can now even, oh sorry, undo, okay. I can right now center this by highlighting. I've centered this. Oh, I can change the font size to 12, and that's it. The exam I'll input. So here final total will be equals to D6 plus E6. I enter. Can use this. So let me write the formulas before I input the 30 marks. I'll just go here and approximate the 30 marks here too, so that we'll have a fair idea about what we'll be doing. Now the grade, you know it already, so equals to, if now our final grade column is F, so be very careful. So if open F6 greater or equal to 80, comma, double quote A, double quote N, comma, if open F6 is greater or equal to 75, comma, double quote start B plus double quote N, comma, if double quote start F6 greater or equal to 70, comma, double quote start B double quote N, comma, if open bracket F6 greater or equals to 65, comma, double quote start C plus double quote N, comma, if open bracket F6 greater or equals to 60, comma, double quote start C double quote N, comma, if open bracket F6 greater or equals to 55, comma, double quote start D plus double quote N, comma, if double quote open bracket, sorry, F6 greater or equals to 50, comma, double quote start D double quote N, comma, if open bracket F6 less than 50, comma, double quote start E double quote N. So we've opened how many brackets? 8. As a revision, you want to close. If you're correct, you see that you'll be having colors and the last color will be black. So 1, you see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see the last color was black. So you just press the shift key and be pressing 0. I enter to see the grade 4. So that was D. I click back in Gene 6, use the fill handle, click and drag. Now let's go back and input the exam marks. For granting to the nearest whole number, I'll give him 22. Okay, so that we'll have a fair idea. 22 for Osei is 25. 25 for Splendid is 22. For Bonnie is 19. 19. For Kwanzaa, no, Innocent. For Innocent is 17. Then Kwanzaa is 14. For Maxwell is 22. For dancing is 28. So you see that it's changing 28. For Miriam is 30. For Cynthia is 14. 14, and Abigail is 29. 29. So you have this grace here, this grace here. Now let's go back to the assessment, and you see you have 1E. That was 49.4. That's why it was E. But here, because it's 19, we had 19. We had or is it? That becomes, where did I put the 19? That's D plus. Let's see back. Bonnie was 4 plus 44. Okay. But that's what I copied. No, this is 27 and 13. That's okay. So we have this. Let's just use a hypothetical case. Let's go to the position. I said we use rank equals to rank, or it can be in capital also, open bracket. We are ranking from F6, $F $6 is to $F $16, then close bracket. So the position for this is third. You use and have this. Now we'll use the count if once again, then we'll use the other method, and then you see the difference. So if I have here grade, then frequency, then this is A, B plus B, delete this, C plus C, delete this, D plus D, delete this, and E. I'm sure you recollect, so I'll go through this first. Count if. Now it is in Gene. Then go back. The criteria is A. Enter. Let me just enter this region. Then B plus. Okay. Then range. This. B plus. Enter. Function. Okay, the range, click, drag. Okay, this is B. Okay, 3, click. Okay, range, come. This is C plus. Okay, 0, there's no C plus, and click. Okay, the range, go back and click. You have here C, no C, D plus. Okay, range, go back, criteria is D plus 3, back. Okay, range, G, drag, click, criteria D 3, then E. Okay, click, scroll up a little bit. Don't, if you are using the scroll button, you don't click on the scroll button. Drag, the criteria is E. Click on OK. So that's it. You can work with this later on. So we have this 3, 3, 9, 10. Okay, so that's correct. Let's assume we want to use the other method. With this, it works perfectly. But with this, because of the decimals, 54.3 is more than 54, so it will give it D plus. So now let's go. This one we have absolute value. So let's go back to the document that you have online already. We're saying that you use the upper class marks. So if you like, you can have a heading for that, but for this exercise we can leave it. So in J5, okay, let me just use J6. I can type the upper limit there from 0 to 49 is 49. The other one is 54, 59, 64, 69, 74, 79. So watch carefully. Let's go back to the document. We're saying that over 79 will be A. So when you look at this, you don't have any point like 79 point something. If not, so it will give it A. So you use this method when you have absolute value in your data, not some decimals. Even if there are decimals for the subtotal and this, and you have decimals at the final total and you make it to the nearest whole number, still Excel knows that. For example, the 54, when you do it, let's do that and you see to the nearest whole number, see that it's 54. It's giving it D here, which is correct. But when you use this second approach that I come to you, it will give it D plus. Okay, let me just give it one decimal place. I was just using the increased decimal and decreased decimal. Let's go to this, and this document you need to read it extensively. We're saying that type in cell J1 being range, which is not necessary, but you can still do that. From J2 to J8, you type 49, 54, 59, 64, 69, 74, 79, which I've done here, 49 up to 79. Then the next item will be Excel has one class by default, that is over 79 will be added. Now you see the next cell near is K. You highlight from K6 up to K14. 14, one more than the data for the bin range. So let's go back and you see, highlight K2 to K. Now we have 8 numbers but for J but 9 for K, because Excel will add 1 by default. Click on the data tab and click on data analysis in the analysis group and a dialog box will appear. Click on the histogram and click on OK. Another dialog box will appear. In the input range, that's the data range, highlight this blah 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 blah. In the bin range, you highlight this. That is, our bin range is this. So if you are given a title like this, bin range, that's it, but you can leave it because it's not part of even the analysis. Then you have frequency. Now let me go back and highlight the K6 up to K13. You see that the bin range start from J6 up to J12, but we highlighted K6 up to K14, so one more than this. So this is E, D plus, C plus, B plus, and above this will give us A. Now when you click on data tab, you have the last group, which will be analysis. Then in the analysis group, it depends on the number of add-ins you have added. You have data analysis. The procedure for bringing in the analysis group is also here. Let's watch carefully. Click on the blah 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 blah. Then this okay. After clicking on data and analysis group or data analysis node, then click on the office button and click on Excel option, and dialog box will appear. Click on add-ins, then click on analysis toolpack. Click on go and a dialog box will appear. Check the analysis toolpack and click on OK. You'll be prompted to install the fixture. Go through by clicking on yes anytime you are asked to install the fixture, and it will be installed. Now let's watch carefully. I'll demonstrate. I have it, so I have it, but let's assume you don't have it. Let me just go back. You click on the office button, Excel option, a dialog box can you click on add-ins. You see analysis toolpack is under active application, but with yours it will be under inactive application. So I'm assuming that the analysis toolpack is under inactive application. So when you select it under inactive application, you click on go, then a dialog box comes. Then by that time that you've clicked on it, you will not see any checkbox. So you click on this. The rest, when you click on it, they all be installed, which don't do as of now. For advanced Excel, some of them will be used. When you've done that, you click on OK. So when you click on the data tab, you see it here, but this is just there already. That's why the system is not asking whether you want to install it. It may take around 5 minutes. So you click on yes, then to ask, you click on yes, then it will install, then you click on yes. All of a sudden you see it here. So when you highlight from K6 up to K13, it depends on which of the column you are using or which cells you are using. You click on data analysis, a dialog box comes. You can scroll and see so many analysis that you can do, which you may be doing in advanced Excel. The fixture you need to select is histogram. So if it is there, moving averages, you select histogram and you click on OK. Now the input range is the final total from F6 to F16. So I can go now. It has given me I6, which is not correct. So I go and click on this point. We've used this feature before. Go and click F6, drag to F16. So what you should have typed was $F $6 column $F $16. Let me just expand it. So I have the input range. The bin range start from J6 to J13. So I go click, it's giving me M, which is not correct. So I click on this, go back and click and drag, expand it. So I've given the bin range. Then I can now make sure I select. If the chart output is not selected, I check it. New worksheet, okay. Then I click on OK. So it gives me the number of A's, the number of B plus, and the histogram. You can edit this now. The bin here, I can click there and type grade. The more now becomes A, the 79 becomes B plus, the 74 becomes B. So you see that I deleted this. It's changing in the histogram also. The 69 becomes C plus, the 64 becomes C. I deleted the plus. This becomes D plus, this becomes D. I deleted this, and this becomes E. So this is a data that I've gotten. I can center this. These two can be enlarged and edited. The bin can be changed to grade. It's a text box. Grade. The top text box which contain the histogram can also be edited as first term. It depends on, I'm just using this as a hypothetical case. First term results. That's all. I can delete this frequency by clicking on it and press the delete key. All this can be copied to Word. So let's check from our sheet 2 here. We have A1 B plus 1. Let's check that one too. A1 B plus 1. Okay. B3 C plus 0. B3 C plus 0. C0 D plus 3. C0 D plus 3. D3 E0. D3 E0. Please use the second method for this data that is having point, and you see the difference. I hope so far you have gotten what I've demonstrated. Now let's go to the last part of this video presentation. That is, we'll go through briefly how to use some of these functions: average, standard deviation, maximum, minimum. Order of merit, we've done that already. Then some error messages. That's what we'll be doing. So let's assume I want to find, let me go to sheet 2. I want to find the average of the 40%. I put the cursor here. I can use the function select average, okay. Then B6 to B16. If it's not correct, I use the method and go and click okay. So it gives me 24.0. I can use the increase or decrease decimals to do that. So that's the way we find the average, or you type it yourself. The other one is if I want the maximum, so I can have equals to max, open bracket, C6 is to C16 I want the maximum value there, enter. The maximum value is 30. If I want the minimum value here, equals to min, open bracket, d6 is to d16, close, enter. The minimum value here is 29. If I want to find the standard deviation here, I can go back and use the data analysis, or I type equals to, I go for the function. Let's see if standard deviation is not here, you go to all or statistical. So S standard deviation, STDEV. You can type that or select it. Okay, let's see the range that it has given us, E6 to E16. That's okay. So it gives us the standard deviation. Then let's see the others. Mode, it can find the mode. So let's watch this, whether there's any mode in a data setup here. Okay, a data setup here. Okay, the mode here equals to mode, open bracket. So you see how I'm using the function, and also how I'm typing. It's the range there is F6 is to F16. We want the most occurring number there is 73, and it's even taking the result here and also the grade there. So that's the mode. If you want the median, you can have the median equals to median. You can click on this, double click, open from F6 up to F17. I added one value there, so that's it, enter. So the median is 65. This is an error message. We'll go through the error messages soon. Which of them is? We have truncate. Truncate talks about removing of fractional parts. So if I put here equals to truncate, so trunc 9.6, it will give me 9. So it has removed the fractional part. Then also we have the square root, sqrt equals to sqrt. It's a function, is there. You can just double click on it. Square root of 9, close, it should give me 3. Then if you want to use, for example, 9 squared, so I can have equals to 9 cap squared equals to 81. I can also use this function, equals to power, open bracket, 9, 2, close bracket, enter, 81. So that's the way we use these operators. Now let's conclude this video lecture by looking at these error messages. If you have the hash div /0 factorial, meaning you are trying to divide by 0. Let me just demonstrate. Let me just have the two windows, and you see the errors, the error messages. Let me use sheet 3. So now if I have equals to 9 divided by 0, watch the error message. Hash div 0 factorial. Now, a formula or a function inside a formula can not find the reference data. So this is what you have. You either have hash n /a factorial or hash na. So if I have, for example, equals to sum open bracket rank open bracket gen2 comma $gen $2 colon $gen $6 close bracket, enter. It's giving me this error message. It means that a formula or a function inside another formula, and that cannot find the reference data. So that's another error message. Now, sharp, the hash or the sharp name question mark, that's text in a formula. It's not recognized. So for example, equals to sum open bracket B1 is to, maybe let's pick AV, enter. So meaning there's a text. AV is not a reference cell. Or if you have equals to 65 plus E, then you enter the same thing. There is a text in the formula. Now, when you have hash now exclamation mark, meaning there is a space in the formula, equals to, for example, sum open bracket A1 space A space A9, you close, you enter. It gives you now hash now question mark, meaning there is a space in the formula. The rest are there for you to also practice. If the data is too big for Excel to display, it gives you the hash NUM apostrophe. So for example, equals to power open bracket 1 billion 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 comma, that is 1 billion exponent 1 billion 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 close bracket, enter. So it gives you this error. It cannot display it. The others also are there. Now if you have hash ref, a reference is invalid reference cell, then sharp value exclamation mark, the wrong type of operand or function argument is used. So if you are using a function and the argument is wrong, it gives you, for example, look at this, gen3 comma, it should be $gen $3 column $gen $4. So this is, the argument is wrong, or you have not used the operand very well. Then the last one, you have so many of them, but for the sake of this course, these are some of the basic error messages that will come. If a number cannot fit into a cell, it gives you hash 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 hash. Let's see whether one can work here. Maybe 9 equals to 9 exponent 1000. Say it cannot, this one means that it cannot display it. Okay, equals to 9 exponent 500. Let's see, the same thing, equals to 9 exponent 10. Okay, that one can go into the cell. Let me try this. 9 exponent 20. This one too can go. This is showing that exponent 19, but if it can't go into the cell, then you see the hash hash. I hope you've enjoyed this video lecture, and I wish you a very good revision. There will be some short video on PowerPoint and also a short video on internet usage. It will not be long like the Excel one. Thank you.